Did you know that you have an action hero alter ego in this body on this timeline? Let me show you. If you haven't heard, we're in very real physical kinetic conflict with these guys. And who do you think is taking care of them? We are. And why is that? There are a few reasons, I think. For one, humanity has to save itself. We can't just let other off-world beings come in here and rescue us. So I think with having us, some of the starseeds, engaged in these conflicts, that meets that criteria of humanity doing the work to save itself. Also, the benevolent ETs and militaries of the world likely don't have enough people in their ranks to be able to do it all on their own. But most importantly, we're the strongest beings around. Yes, us. You might be thinking, me? Like, in this physical state, in this body? Like, I'm engaged in physical conflict with ginormous 30-foot tall reptilians? It's kind of hard to believe, right? I don't exactly feel like I'm in any sort of shape or capable of engaging in any sort of physical combat against any baddies. Well, let me explain. Have you heard of the television show called Severance? It's a show on Apple TV about groups of people in some form of creepy government or corporation program where people, every time they clock into work each day, they sever their memories to their lives on the outside, essentially splitting themselves into two, where both people are aware that each other exists, but they have no clue what's going on the outside or in this other aspect of themselves. But this is just fiction, right? Or could this be real? If you haven't figured it out yet, pretty much everything in our entertainment media is based off of the real thing, real stuff in the real world. Where do you think these people get these ideas for this type of content? You think it just falls into their mind? You think they just make it up out of nowhere? And I can almost prove this is real with a personal example. For one, my higher self has even revealed to me in a soul reading that I have been on many spaceships, yet my mind is wiped every time. What do you think I'm doing on a bunch of spaceships in the middle of a galactic war? Playing Monopoly? Then I experienced missing time once, where if you're unfamiliar with what that is, it is where your consciousness emerges back into your body after blacking out for a period of time, to where you have no idea how you got to where you are in that moment, and you often have a missing chunk of time that you can't account for. It's quite unsettling, let me tell you. When this happened to me, I had no idea where I was, if I was even on Earth, what continent I was on, who the people were around me when I re-emerged, how long was I gone for. It took me about 20 seconds to reorient myself. At a further date, I decided to meditate on that experience, knowing that what happened during that missing time exists somewhere in my consciousness. And if I put my intention out there, I can see what happened during that missing time. And what I saw during that experience is where I was and all the people who I was with, we were frozen in time. And then I saw two human-like beings walk into the space where I was, a man and a woman. The man walked up to me while I was kind of in stasis, sitting on a couch just like this. He reached behind the back of my head and he started finagling with something behind my left ear, where I have a birthmark, coincidentally. And then after him doing that, I woke up and I sensed that there was another part of my consciousness that came awake and knew who these beings were. I essentially acted as if they were my friends. Like, I knew who these people were. We were chatting, just having a great time together. And my guess is I have some sort of implant behind my ear that allows me to access this other part of my consciousness. And I even have received confirmation in a channeled messages session from my own angelic team that those two beings who visited me in that missing time experience were in fact Pleiadians. But that goes to show you right there that I have my own severed aspect that is completely operating completely on its own. As I understand, we have been recruited into various secret space programs due to our advanced genetics. We've likely been trained from a very young age, ever since we were a little kid, to participate in these programs and fight the Dark Ones. We're literally, right now, in this version of ourselves, in this body, kicking reptilian ass. We likely have all sorts of skills and abilities that we don't even know about.
I know Kung Fu.
I've even heard that it's possible that more of our DNA is able to be turned on and activated while we're serving in these programs to turn on some of these special skills and abilities so that we can be more useful in these programs, which I assume has to be happening because I myself at least don't think I would be super useful in my current waking state. But you, right now, in your body, have the abilities and skills of an elite soldier, telekinetic, psionic adept. Think about that. Early on in my awakening journey, as I became aware of such things, and I became aware that I was likely participating in these programs outside of my waking consciousness, I was probably being taken from my bed, having my memory wiped, likely engaging in horrific conflicts and such. And at first it was all pretty heavy for me, but now as time has moved on, I've realized that this is actually pretty badass. We are literal super soldiers. We are Captain America, a genetically modified super soldier who fights a secret Nazi program. Sound familiar? For the gamers out there, we are Halo's Master Chief, a genetically modified super soldier that fights alien reptilians. Sound familiar? We are Mass Effect's Commander Shepard, an elite human commander that fights off AI, robotic, reptilian, and insectoid minions. Sound familiar? And on with other video games and movies and TV programs. These movies, TV shows, video games are about us. So no matter what you look like, what physical state you think you're in, or if you feel like you're old and decrepit, you're likely still kicking cosmic ass as a warrior for the light. Not just when we're fully activated after a great solar flash, but right now. Think about that. You're a literal action superhero. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for your service. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
We were never star athletes, never at the head of the class, but we could hold our own in the fight. And it turned out we had a unique skill. We were drift compatible.
Data on helmet. Data relay channel dispersing. Circuitry soon.